Hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me. It worked that time. On time. Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about an interesting topic today. I find it interesting, fun, if you will. Now, I don't necessarily... Sorry, my OCD kicking in. I don't necessarily... want to anger Christians. I do enjoy triggering homophobes. If those happen to be the same thing, what's a girl to do? We'll talk about it in just a minute. Damn you, go!
Is your humble parish tired of constant litigation? Drained by bloodthirsty lawyers sucking the collection plate dry? Well, finally, no more threats of jail time and public humiliation. Try Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Cute little fellas, eyes and mouth wide with surprise, complete with lifelike tears. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys, coming to a Walmart near you.
I really got to get that audio part fixed, but anyway, you see what I'm trying to do. I'm getting my system back together, guys. I'm getting my shit together. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Good morning. I'm going to see Brian. RRS37. Good morning, Brian. Thank you for joining us. Nice to have you. I need something to listen to now that Joe and Mika sold out. Yeah. I've been, ever since the fall of democracy, I have been really kind of avoiding politics on the show, mostly just embracing my calling as an atheist, because the Christian nationalists are actually who helped the right-wing MAGA overthrow our nation. And so they're going to impose a theocracy upon the rest of us, and they sold us out for the Christian vote. So I've kind of been avoiding that because it pisses me off. And the YouTube God moderators, they don't like it whenever I get pissed off. They're here, they're watching. They're always watching. Good morning, Brian. Thank you for joining us. Sandy, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Of course, Sandy is one of our regulars. Let's see who's in blue this morning. Simply Secular Dave. Oh, you're in blue this morning, Dave. Good morning, Dave. You're in blue. I was a little, the whole Joe and Mika thing, I was very surprised, not surprised. I've heard talks about Elon Musk wanting to buy out MSNBC. There you go. That'll just kind of turn it into a right-wing media, what do you call it, propaganda? Yeah, it'll be all out. Good morning, Skunks and Junk, man. You were here early. Thank you for joining me. I want to say hi over to the TikTok people, the talkers on Tik. Jeff Watson is watching us on TikTok. Lots of people join us on TikTok. It's cool. I just don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming to TikTok. I've only been doing it for a little while. TikTok hates half my shit. It doesn't like my commercials with music in them. That's why I don't play half my commercials anymore, is because they have music in them, and TikTok freaks out. And of course, TikTok may possibly be going away. So I just don't know. I've been trying to build it. I've got like almost 7,000 subscribers. I've got a lot more than I do on YouTube, but it's like a different platform. And to be honest, I don't even know how to use it. I just upload shit over there. So, I don't know. I may stop. I'm probably going to stop streaming to Trovo, maybe even Twitch. I don't know. It hasn't been worth it. So, anyway, good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us. Pavel D, thank you. Good morning. And let's see. If Simply Secular Dave, Larry Scar, all you fantastic people, thank you for being here this morning. And there's more. I know I'm missing somebody's people's. Thank you all. So, I want to talk about something. Obviously, it's a little triggering. When I got here this morning, and I posted the question that you guys are answering whenever you first get here. Let's see if I can see the results on that so far. It's not showing me results here. I have to look up the other chat. Awesome. But whenever I posted that result, instantly somebody popped in and answered no. And it was our regular antagonist. Good morning, Pastor Dave. I'm so amazed that you haven't gotten yourself banned yet. I gave Diana Gold the ban hammer, and y'all can play nice. It's okay. Anyway, so the very first post that was there this morning when I got here was, let me go see if I can still see it. Zootolors, what is this? How could I have missed such a sweet little succulent crab? You guys know what that's from, right? Okay, so over here. Somebody said in the comments, TikTok. Oh, these comments have scrolled, man. JD, howdy. Philip Lister. Good morning, Philip Lister. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I've been having a hard time. I mean, with TikTok, I tried to grow it a couple times. It grows faster than YouTube, but it just doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to make any difference. Good morning, Chad Wilson. Good morning. Thank you all. I think I was chastised yesterday because I don't support some of the big charities because they are mostly religious based. You know, that happens. One of the things that, I don't like to give to the bell ringers, but I don't like to be mean to them. A lot of them, the bell ringers mean well, and most of them are perhaps in an unfortunate financial situation and are dependent upon where they're at, for those reasons. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to vilify the bell ringers. I'm trying to vilify the ones who further up the line. Good morning, 420 Atheist. Dane Darklight, how are you doing? Jesus was more gay than a dude full of dicks. Well, that's a thought. That's one of the things we want to talk about. Good morning, Ways to Human. Thank you for joining us. I am Ways to Human says, I am also not a big fan, not a big TikToker. Haven't got one of them for my channel, just my personal account, and I hardly use it. Yeah, some people, it's a mind suck. I can open TikTok and just bloop, 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 and just be gone for like hours. If you want to time travel into the future and don't want to endure whatever time you got, just open TikTok. Bloop, bloop, your mind just falls into the thing. But okay, so I'm just catching up with the chat here, making sure. Oh, we did that. I've got that poll going, as I mentioned. Let me go over here to the poll content. I was going to it. Our post details. Let's do our post. That's what I was going to do. I was going over here. I don't like this new anxiety medicine. It's not working the way I want it to. It makes me forget things. More things than I like. Give me just a moment here. I'm working here. One-man band. There we go. And what I'm looking for is our little poll. You guys could probably already see it. I had already closed the thing that tells me the poll. There we go. Finally. The computer engineer is slacking this morning, Ollie. But guys, if you want to see the puppy cam, check this out. It's cold here, and quite a few of them are actually in the puppy cam zone. We have 3, not 1 or 2, but 3 of the dogs here. There's Sadie, our camera operator. She's here. Daisy, our sound engineer. She's snuggling under here. And Ollie's here too. Can you find Ollie? Where's Ollie? Where's Ollie? There's Ollie. Oh my goodness, there's Ollie. He's a computer engineer on the show, so I like to shout out to the crew, just like you see on any of the other bigger shows. I was on Talk Heathen, Truth Wanted last week, and partway during the show, they showed a picture of the crew. I like to do the same thing, just showing some respect to the crew. Simply Secular Day Puppy Cam. Thank you very much, Philip Lister. Philip Lister is running us on a lot of Facebook groups. I really appreciate that. That gets our viewership up. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So, time for me to dance, monkey dance. All right, back to our poll. I like to do this poll, guys. If you're new to the show, I like to do this poll. Let me, whenever I did it earlier, we only had 10 votes. The question is this. Do you think it's possible that Jesus could have been gay? The examples are given, the kiss from Judas. Now, I want to go over this briefly. I want to go over this. They did kiss people back then. As a greeting. Hello, how are you doing? That kind of thing. I take it that happened. Probably more often than we, so that is a thing. And Dragons in Genesis, by the way, gave a great comment as to what possibly really went on. I'm just going on the examples set from the kiss from Judah because, they kissed a lot of people back then. I don't know how they did. I don't know. But it was just kind of a thing. And then, of course, the naked young man with Jesus at Gethsemane. For those of you who don't know, Jesus went up to Gethsemane to pray. He had his disciples with him, several of them, not all of them. The guy who allegedly wrote the book wasn't there, by the way, just mentioning that, throwing that out there. Their disciples kept falling asleep out of boredom for some reason while Jesus was up knowingly praying because he knew, allegedly, the next day he was going to be unalived in the most horrific fashion, or captured at least. And yet they kept falling asleep. Why did they keep falling asleep? I think what is more likely? Let's go back to our friend Occam's razor. Oh, I need a graphic. Occam's razor. Damn it. Occam's razor graphic. I will not remember or be able to read what that says. So what's more likely? Jesus was up there praying to God, and a writer who was not there knows what happened and was able to write it down. And then afterwards, when the Romans come and they seize Jesus, they try to seize this young man too in his loincloth, because that's all he had on at the time. He was loincloth, because apparently he was up there with Jesus, right? And so what was more likely? Jesus was up there having fellowship, if you will, with this barely clothed male, or he was talking to the Almighty God. I'm just saying, which is more likely? Just go in there. Let me see. Good morning, Derek Cruz. Derek's like, what shit's Chris up to this morning? yeah, I'm sorry. You know how I am. I do things. Philip Lister, thank you very much. Philip Lister, I appreciate that. That you do that. If there's any way I can lighten your load for that, you just let me know. I try to do it as best I can. I got like 8 or 10 groups that I try to post to before the show. You just let me know how I can lighten your load. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Larry Scar, mythological mermaids got a lot of action. All right. Simply Secular Dave says Jesus was most likely an unremarkable rabbi from Nazareth who died in his 30s and had stories of his life embellished decades later from local lore and previous religions. Bi or gay seems unlikely. Maybe, possibly. One of the things, is it Nazareth? Or was it from Galilee? We got two different stories going on there. There's just a conflict. Conflict is fun for the whole family. Matter of fact, my friends, ass and grill. Jal, your memory is too good. If you remember Ass and Jill from the other show the other day. Ass and Gill is what it was. Sorry. Mythical. All right, so let's see. So yeah, there are just different examples. Now, I doubt it. I don't know if it was likely that he was or not, for sure. Sorry. For those of you who don't know, I made a funny joke the other day. Jal just 3-pointered it. Nothing but net. It was awesome. Had to be there. Thank you all for showing up. By the way, I want to see if there's anybody watching over TikTok. Some people have watched over TikTok. I don't know. I mean, it's just a matter of flipping the switch. I may keep doing it as long as they're still here in the U.S. We'll see. I don't know why though. I don't really know why. Anyway, carrying on. So back to our question. Let me post the question. I've given the example. So first of all, I stopped at Judas, and then I spoke about the naked young man with Jesus at Gethsemane. And then Jesus also had a relationship with John. John, I don't know which John exactly, how that works. I got to go look further into it. But there was this one that he was close to and all this other stuff that they talk about as if he had some sort of that kind of relationship. So let me know your thoughts. Whenever I did this earlier, we had only 2 likes, 3 comments, and surprisingly 10 votes. I'm amazed by how many people participate in my nutbaggery and my craziness. So let's go here, and I'm going to post this down here. So if anybody, now I got a couple more. But when I got here this morning, I don't know if y'all saw this. The very first post, if you can scroll up and see, it was from Pastor Dean saying I was the worst kind of pervert. Probably, I guess, because of the title of the show, and it was a question, not a statement. Just saying. Let's see. Joseph J.U., good morning. Thank you for joining us. JT, all you wonderful people, thank you for being there. Yeah, it's an interesting question. And I can't really say that I know the answer. Is it just being a provocative kind of question? Am I just kind of yanking a Christian's chain? Maybe. But if asking that question, remember, when I open the show, I'm not trying to trigger Christians, but I don't mind triggering homophobes. And if those happen to be both the same person, that's not my problem. Right? That's their problem. That's their issue. They don't like the notion that Jesus may have gotten married. That really upset a lot of them. I did a poll question the other day asking, did Jesus, if God is Jesus's dad, then how can Jesus be from the lineage of David? And somebody in my comments, with all the wisdom and knowledge that they could muster, said, Jesus is the Father. And I'm like, wait a second. So Jesus is his own father? Well, I guess he would be then, wouldn't he? If you look at it that way. But I was like, no, I had to explain. I did type it slowly, though. Good morning, of course, Dane. So answer, if you don't mind. Go ahead and vote, people, if you get the opportunity for that. And we'll see where we go. I believe my poll here, again, that's what I came over here to see earlier. Let me see what the options are. So far, 58% say it is possible. C'est possibile. Is that right? That Jesus may have been gay, possibly. Now, I do really want to read this post from this response from Dragons in Genesis, because Dragons in Genesis is a thinker. You know, I am not a thinker. I think because I'm forced to. Given the opportunity, I would not think. Dragons in Genesis said this. I'm going to try to read this because it's really heady stuff and it's smart people words. So, while that one idea would explain a lot, Bible topics are rarely that simple. And these three scenes are literally devices invented by their respective authors. The kiss actually comes from an older source, he can't recall which one at the moment, and was used here for the betrayal. It's meant to show the depth of his treachery. All right, let's pause here and just say, just imagine how much deeper the treachery would be if Judas was actually Jesus's lover. And that's why the kiss was significant, because it wasn't the kiss that you'd give somebody whenever you, hey, how you doing? You know, how you doing? Kiss on both cheeks. It was more like a grab him by the ears and go, and their beers stick together, rip, like that. Maybe. I'm just saying. And if that were the case, if that were the case, and they were lovers, that would make the betrayal and depth of treachery even deeper than what these people are suggesting, which is pretty, I mean, they're already suggesting something pretty bad. Okay, I carry on. The naked man reappears in the tomb. Oh, I didn't know that. I would have to go look to see if it's the same naked man. Wow, that would be crazy if it were the same naked man. My brain has been blown. Thank you, Dragons in Genesis. Let's go. Let's see. Where were we? The naked man reappears in the tomb, clothed in white garments. The stripping of his clothes in the garden represents the death of Jesus. No, I love you, Deep Dragon G, man. You're awesome. Represents the death of Jesus, and the white robes represents his transformation into a divine being. This was common imagery used in sectarian Jewish scriptures and beloved disciples mentioned in John. Oh, I'm sorry. And the beloved disciple mentioned in John is meant to be Lazarus. But he's a stand-in for the Christian community who likewise find new life in their Savior. So when you hear about the one Jesus loved, you know, the one Jesus loved in a biblical sense. I threw that biblical sense out there myself, you know. About the one Jesus loved, you're meant to think, oh, that's me. Then again, he did volunteer to get tied up and whipped by centurions before they nailed him. So Dragons in Genesis has a great post. Thank you. I love the ending there. That's fantastic. That was his words about getting nailed by Romans. That was not me. That was Dragons in Genesis. Thank you so much. You are my hero. Good morning, Left-Handed Jedi. Thank you very much for joining us. My hero says, just like when Gandalf the Grey went from gray to white. I remember it was Gandalf the Pink. He went from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the Pink. Because there came out this, I didn't know. And if that's how I found out that Ian McKellen was gay, was because somehow it came up that somebody made a joke about Gandalf the Pink. There you go. I've exposed my ignorance about that sort of thing. So these are all great points that Dragons in Genesis has made. I very much appreciate them. I like my version better. It's funnier. But let me catch up here and see. Thank you everyone so far for joining us. I want to see once again where our poll was before I let it go and go away and see if there's anybody over there. Ain't nobody there. A lot of people been there. Somebody else on the poll also said Jesus is fictional. Oh, Mr. Alskiwi says Jesus is a fictional character, so not really anything in reality, but plenty in the imagination of believers. That's an interesting point. I want to go ahead and make... 3% are subscribing. That's interesting. Interesting. The post. I think my stream elements is broken. Interesting. There's also, so now that we've talked about it, now we're all just, I'm going on about Jesus and is he gay? We're going on the presumption that Jesus is actually even real at all. At this point, we're giving you that Jesus was real. We're going to give you that Jesus was real. Now, let's assume he was real. Based on the text, there's a couple of instances where it would appear as though he had relations, possibly with other individuals. It depends on how on the face of it you take it. Sometimes we like to, whenever we take old things, they find this object in an ancient burial place, and it's set with this body and all this stuff there. Oh my goodness, it must have had some religious ceremonial, godly there. We somehow communicated with their God. It turns out it was just a dildo. You know what I mean? Sometimes a dildo is just a dildo. Sometimes there's a metaphor saying that, yes, Jesus was burying himself whenever the Romans came, and then he was clean and white whenever he was unalive. And that's the representation by the man. I mean, to me, that's a stretch. That the boy, it's actually a boy, somebody not old enough to grow a beard, who fled naked from the scene. And then I guess, thanks to Jaggins and Genesis, showed up at the temple later, walking funny, I expect. Father Flanagan's line of... These are just kind of the things my brain goes through. Let me see where our poll is there. I'm going to look at the chat and find out how wrong I am this morning. Oh, there we go. The poll. Where is the poll? Hurry up already. Let's see. 16 responses. That's fantastic. Simply Secular Dave, was Jesus a real person? See, there's a whole question in and of itself. At first, we were just giving you that Jesus was actually a real person. But now, we could have that conversation. I'd really, really like to have Godless Engineer John on the show. Not that I do that sort of thing, have people on the show. Maybe I should be on his show. Or just go watch his show. Talk about it later. About how they've got this app called Crestus, that if you go through and you check it out, it'll actually help you, I believe, understand that Jesus was never really a person. I think that's, clearly I don't study enough on what's going on. I'm a slacker. They found an inflatable altar boy in the tomb. They may have. And, just in case they're into that sort of thing, they are on sale this week.
Is your humble parish tired of constant litigation? Drained by bloodthirsty lawyers sucking the collection plate dry? Well, finally, no more threats of jail time and public humiliation. Try Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Cute little fellas, eyes and mouth wide with surprise, complete with lifelike tears. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys, coming to a Walmart near you.
All right, so there you go, just in case. And we've got more products coming soon. Yesterday, I worked on the Evil God Monster episode number 14. I'll be dropping that soon. And today I'm gonna finish that this morning and drop it for my channel members, for the early access channel members and all that business. And then later today, I'm actually going to have a stream for channel members only, for all channel members, whatever level. Because, I got to do stuff for my channel members. What's the point of being a channel member, right? And my Wednesdays are going to be dedicated to help, not helping, but, doing things for channel/Patreon folk, because that's what you do. I appreciate that people support the show, and they need to do something. One of these days, I'm going to get this microphone to stop bouncing around somehow. I don't know how, but it'll happen. Let me see here. There we go. So I tried a different anxiety medicine for this morning's show, and it's for memory purposes, and it's not working. So one of the things I want to talk about, I have a friend, his name is Simply Secular Dave, in the chat there. And Dave, I had a product. I got to looking at a product. I was all excited. I'm just looking for sponsors, trying to get the show rolling, looking for anything that sounds cool. I love dogs, as you can see from the dogs. Damn it. As you can see from the dogs, I love dogs. And so I found a sponsor. It was for an online pet thing of kind of situation. I looked at it briefly. I thought, man, that's cool. I found an affiliate link because it was part of an affiliate place I was part of. And I went and joined it. And I thought, man, that's cool. And I started chilling their crap. And then Dave was like, he sent me some messages like a stalker. And he's like, that's not the best kind of stuff. And I was like, what? And then he said, that's not good. And I went and looked. And I was like, it's not bad. And then, but I'm lazy. And so I sent it to the wife and let her look at it. And then I went on and I was like, okay. And then the wife told me it was not good. And I was like, okay. So we stopped shilling it. And I don't shill it anymore. Shouldn't, if you see it in any of my links to the vet stuff, we don't have it. I'm looking for something. We don't have it. Because I don't want to represent stuff that's crap and that's going to hurt people. Right? Or not be good for people. Regardless, even if I'm just an affiliate, that's kind of the deal. The reason why I talk about all this is because, as we know, we're growing a channel. And you see this little logo streaming by over here, and it says Striking Viking. Well, I'm affiliate. I am not a sponsor of Striking Viking. They're for beard and hair care for men, right? Because I kind of got one. That's one of the reasons why I've been growing it longer than I normally grow it, is because I was going to, be an affiliate for Striking Viking. Well, we ordered some Striking Viking stuff, and guess what, my friends? It has arrived. Okay? And we did an unboxing yesterday. And before you're like why are we talking about that? I just want to mention I was a little disappointed, so bear with me. So we got this thing, and it's cool. As you can see, it's a cool little box. And the box is pretty hard, solid box. That's a good box right there, right? So I got this box, and I'm thinking, man, that looks pretty cool. And I opened the box, and we did an unboxing video, and I grabbed it out, and I yanked out the stuff, and I briefly kind of, this is cool. We were fixing to go watch a show or something, and I pulled it out, and this is awesome, and just went on. I didn't really pay attention. I did notice, however, that was a little, I don't know if you can see it, but the combs are broken on the little fangs are bent on this comb. And I thought, okay, well, I think nothing about it, really. I just went on. I did catch it on the cam, though. And then this morning I came in here I just remember I was going to go hang out with the wife. And so I just shoved the rest of it in the box. And this morning I came in here to put the beard oil on, and I couldn't open the can because the can is crushed. I pulled it out of the wrapper. I realized it as it was, I don't know if you can see that or not. The can has been crushed. So the box is fine, and yet the can and the beard brush are both damaged. So what does that tell me? What does that say? I mean, to you guys, if you were just like a person buying this product, what would you think? I would be disappointed. It tells me, friends, using logic and reason, especially as bad as this can is messed up, this can is tore up. I am strong like bull. I cannot open the can. It's a twist can. It tells me it was that way when they put it in the box. Box. Beautiful. Fantastic. Let me do this for you, friends. I don't normally do this, guys. If you're watching this, you're like, what the fuck? Man, we don't normally do this. I'm just kind of, if you've been watching the growth of the channel and you know that I was trying to get sponsorships, this is one of those that I'm having my doubts. I mean, this is the box that came in. Really, it's kind of cool box. I dig the brush. Kind of comes with a little groove for your fingers. I dig it. That's part of, had it actually been, but then when I got to looking, like I said, at these things that were actually damaged in the box, it must have been damaged before they went into the box. Anyway, okay, so enough of that. Just kind of, I'm probably going to pull those little logos down and reach out to them and not do any more sponsoring of them until I can get clarification on what was going on. So, all right, just kind of want to. That's kind of weird. Anyway, now back on to normal stuff. Thank you, Simply Secular Dave, helping me keep an eye out on the quality of my crap. Not that you did it this time, but, part of wanting to just make sure that I was watching stuff. Good morning, his messenger. Atheism is lawlessness. I don't know that I'd say that. I don't know that the two are related. Good morning, Phantom X. Thank you for joining us. Let me catch up on what some of you guys had to say about whatever I was doing. Let's see. Maxed Out. Thank you for joining us. Lots of people showing up. Sean Alexander. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Says, Hail Heathens. I finally got to watch Truth Wanted last night. Awesome job. I hope they call you back for a second run. Me too. Me too. I think I watched some of it with the wife. They dropped a second little video, a little clip of it, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. It was a fun show. Actually, the clip they dropped, if you go look for it, it's just got an image of Kelly on the icon, so you might have to click it. It was just to go by the date or something. I don't know. But the one they dropped is the one where I was kind of going off on this guy. I'm like, dude, really? So you think you're special enough that God, that shit I do? And as I was going off on this guy, I'm thinking, man, I hope I'm not being too rough on him. Then Kelly came on and just went to town. I was like, yeah. And then I actually watched Forrest Valkai shortly thereafter over this past weekend on Atheist Experience. And he did the same thing to somebody else. He's like, wait. God spoke to you. You, my friend, he spoke to you. And I was like, get him, Forrest, get him. Get him, girl. I like me some Forrest. Forrest is awesome. Simply Secular say, I put the link in the chat up there. Awesome, Dave. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's cool. We'll watch it. Nah, we don't want to watch it. We do want to watch it. That's fun shit. Let's go watch it. Where's Dave? This thing is giving me. All right, computer, don't make me. I'm gonna beat you with a stick. What the hell, over? Where's Dave? Dave? Dave's not here, man. The delay is fantastic. Sorry about that, guys. Forrest is all, one of the things. All right, so let me get back to my own focus here. I can't find the link. Just too much right now. No worries. So I was watching Forrest, and I gotta say, I really enjoy that everything about what they've got going over on the line. I have not watched a single show where I've gone, oh, these people on the line are just wrong. I have gotten this kind of notion. I haven't seen a lot of shows. I've seen quite a few of them. Their mentality really seems to line up with mine about being seeking equality for everybody and opposing fascist assholes, that sort of thing. We really seem to, and of course Christianity, the oppression of different religions, branches. We really seem to get along in those. So, it's going to be so much fun whenever I can get on there. I've reached out to them 4 times now by email, and I've got no response. But that's okay. That's okay. One day they will find me. When they know me, they will love me. If they don't love me, they don't love me. They don't know me. But when they know me, they will love me. But until they know me, they won't love me. Am I right? But once they know me, wait till they get a load of me. That's actually kind of a Star Trek quote from Data, for you guys who are into that sort of thing. Lawlessness is when you break the law, moron. Stop justifying that orange fascist. That's awesome. The chat is getting to the point where I can't keep up, and you guys are thinking lots of big thoughts and big words over. So I'll let you keep after it. I'll keep on with our poll, and I just want to check real quick back over on the Tiki-Talkie and see if anybody's there. Is there anybody in there? Okay, let's see. 52%. Let me refresh this and see. Say Jesus was gay. See, now, again, we're just going to briefly kind of talk on the subject that we're assuming he's real. We're presuming he's real. Going on the presumption that he were real. If he were real. Maybe it is an assumption. I don't know. You guys figure it out. You should call Deconstruction Zone. I really should. Good morning, The Prestige. How are you doing? That's a cool movie. I dig it. How are you doing? Nice to have you there. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, hundreds of Left-Handed Jedi says this is one. Oh, that's why I say it. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Left-Handed Jedi says hundreds of billions of stars per galaxy and trillions of galaxy, and you're special. God loves you. You. He didn't talk to the mother of his own child, Jesus. He talked through an angel. He didn't talk to Muhammad. He talked through an angel, but he talked to you. I love giving them that. They're like, oh, well, narcissist much? And they call me a narcissist. Deconstruction zone. Prestige, you should call the deconstruction zone. You know, I actually have that as a note over here. Yeah, deconstruction zone right here. That came up on the show just the other day. I have been a slacker, and I actually happen to notice, if I remember correctly, he was a guest on one of the other shows this weekend. I didn't get to watch it, but I do believe Deconstruction Zone was on a channel. I'll have to check him out and see and give them a call. See what happens. I'm not sure how their show works. Let's see here. Goodness gracious. You guys, I met Ways to Human says, I met Forrest in person in Austin. He's just as, is he just as awesome? He looks high energy. And those shows go on for hours. Now, one of the things about those shows, when I've watched them, he's always got a co-host. That's generally always got a co-host. And there's phone calls, and it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy Forrest. And he's my brand of crazy. You know, watching him go off on people, I'm like, get him. I liked it. And you know, they've the Truth Wanted and those shows, they're limited by what they can say, only because of, you know, political stuff. They're a 501c or 5031c or some of that bit. You know what I mean? I don't do that stuff. Charitable organization. I don't do none of that, so I don't have to worry about that. But they are, when I'm there, you know, when we're there, they have certain topics that we really can't really address. And that's fine. I think that's wonderful. I was on Truth Wanted, and we talked about a couple of different things. I'm hoping when I'm on there the next time, again, I'm hoping it's like aliens or, you know, some business ghosts. I want to talk about ghosts or aliens or any of that bit. Crystal energy, powered vortexes, you know. Come on, people, let's talk about something. Little rods that go by so fast. Do you remember the rods and nearly invisible rod creatures that fly by? They're here, but they're not here. Do you guys remember that? I'd love to talk about some of that stuff. God and all, that's fun. We do that all week. I'd like to know more about other stuff. Talk about other stuff. Once you know what the medical process of rigor mortis is, the death myth falls apart. Hey, that's interesting. You know, I wonder about the whole Jesus thing, and, you know, there's a lot of different stories. Why did they stab Jesus? Why didn't they leave him up on the cross like they did the rest of them? Like it was normally done back then. Why did they stab him, call him dead, and then pull him down? Why'd they do that? Pourquoi? Any Christians in the chat that know the reason why? I mean, I could probably look it up, but you know, there was usually a way they did things back then. My understanding, with when they crucified someone, they were actually hung up there until they died from the crucifixion. But my understanding is that Jesus did not. They stabulated him. A Roman came up and stabbed him with the spear of destiny. Why? And then some rich guy who was a Christian, I guess, quickly pulled him down and hurried him to a tomb or some business like that. To speed up his death. Yes. Why would they do that, his messenger? Thank you, his messenger. His messenger is in the chat. Fortunately, we have a representative of the Lord. Good morning, Panda. 1869. That was a fantastic year. The story I was told was that they wanted to bury him before the Sabbath. I understand. I can understand that. I mean, that's a good example. That's a good understanding of why they would want to do that. It just kind of doesn't, you know, why didn't they do that for everybody? Was it just because he was a rabbi? Because, you know, he wasn't a Christian. Just saying that for the Christians out there. But I think that's a good tenderizing. Great answer, left-handed Jedi. Well, because you know, drain the blood fast. Brian, I don't know why I keep wanting to call you Brianna, but Brian says, yeah, they would cause sufficient blood loss to cause death. That would cause. You know, that would. Allegedly, they stabbed him thus in the side. But what if it was just like a superficial, just a tiny little cut? And they pulled him down living off that cross and hurried him and gave him medical attention. And then when you'd see him 2 or 3 days later after taking all that abuse, can you not imagine how difficult it would be to recognize him? His face would be all swollen and fucked up and all kinds of, you know what I mean? Am I right? Just let's use your reason, Leonidas. Okay, so some of his friends or prophets, friends of his prophets, or not prophets, but apostles, whatever, they didn't recognize Jesus. He's like, he had to show him, oh, look at the holes in my hands, that kind of thing. And that could really be from a physiological reaction to being beaten and all that business. And then, of course, a little while later, Jesus disappears and goes, God, and that was because of the infections finally kicking in, and he died. How's that? How's that sound? That's which sounds actually, if we use Occam's razor, if we bring out our friend Occam's razor, I need a Occam's razor image. If we bring out our friend Occam's razor, which is more likely? Jesus was the Son of God, was raised, who died and was dead for 3 days and then was raised and then walked around kicking it with his homies? Or, using the evidence given in the Bible itself, they stabbed him, brought him down alive, took him, doctored him as best he could. He hung out, did his thing as best he could for a few days, and then succumbed to his, which is more likely? Which is, okay, I'm just saying. Now, listen, the religious ones out there, you might just go, cover your ears, do this, la, la, la. Sometimes when I speak, I should put a little button up there so that I could have the cover your ears. Let me catch up with the chat. Rusty Thompson, cool. Thank you for joining us. I don't recognize your name. Welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. Welcome to the damn show. Says he was the Christ. Christian means little Christ. So, of course, he wasn't a Christian. Christian actually means a follower of Christ, like a Bostonian, or, you know what I mean? It's like someone from, you know what I mean? I don't know that it couldn't be equated to Ito in Spanish. Like burro is like a donkey. Burrito is a little donkey. You don't get that with Christian in Christ. Doesn't work that way. Christian is a follower of Christ. However, you can get something like that with Christian and insanity. And what do you get? Christianity. Work that out in your head. It's fun for the whole family. You guys got a lot going on in the chat, though. I do appreciate your posts, though, Rusty. I'm just saying. That's my thinking. If I were thinking, man, I've never been accused of that. God equals the square root of -1 said, why did Jesus allow himself to be killed? That's the question, as it's really suicide. Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. God equals a square root of -0 or -1. Sorry, I confused you for someone else. Did Jesus? His book, written by his followers, says that he willingly gave himself up. A book written 70 years after the fact, clearly by nobody who was there, by people who just told the word. But when you look at the story and go, well, let's try to take out some of the flair and their side of it. Well, he was up there doing his thing, and the Romans had to go get him and take him away. He didn't go down and turn himself in to the Romans. They had to go get him. So did he go was it a sacrifice? Did he give himself willingly? These are good questions, don't you think? If the Romans had to go get him, now sure, once he got up there, he's like, oh, hey, don't fight, I'll go. That could have just been, hey, he didn't want his homies to get slaughtered right there by the Roman soldiers that were there, right there to capture him and take him away. There's no way he's getting away, and he knows they can't fight. So the only thing he could do is give himself up. So this notion of a sacrifice, I don't really think it was a notion of a sacrifice at all when you stop and examine it. Are we examining it correctly? Do you guys like the way? Trina, good morning, Trina. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you in a day or three. Have you been hiding? You were hiding, weren't you? Understood. Me too. Trina says, good morning, all. I'm late. I got distracted by the falling snow. Well, good morning. Thank you. Geo Sam, thank you for joining us. They did what the people of the time would have done. Richard, good morning. Jesus said he would return. I'm still waiting. Right. He actually, this is the fun part I like to bring out to Christians. He was actually talking to the people right there at that time. I will come back in your lifetime. They all died. Their children died. Their children's died. And he ain't come back yet. I saw somebody say that, oh, well, now since Trump in 2018, I think it was, reestablished Jerusalem as the capital of the Jews or whatever he did. Pardon me for not being exact on that. Because that happened, that's been foretold, and that means Jesus is coming back. So it should happen anytime now. I'm like, oh my God. So you're saying Trump is a messenger of God. Oh. How far we had fallen. Richard said, yep, thank you, Richard. If you're not subscribed, man, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Do the thing at the place for the amazing Super Chris. That's me. Any of you newbies, even if you disagree with me, subscribe. Come back and be antagonists in our chat. Be nice, though. Don't threaten people. Richard says believing in God is like believing in Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Right? It's the grown-up version of Santa Claus. Fallen into the toilet. Brian says that. True enough. Trump is a mess. Yeah, I don't want to get too far into the Trump deal on the show. I get all pissed off. Geo Sam says there's nothing godly about being crucified, and you can ask any Roman about that. Right. They really have their interesting ways and thoughts, don't they? Good morning, Scotty. Hey, Scotty. Scotty, you got the beard, right? And I told you I was going to do the stuff. I got the stuff. I'm disappointed. They put the stuff in the box broken. The comb, there's a comb in there, and there's a beard balm. I couldn't even get the beard balm open. The metal can is so crushed, I couldn't get it open. So they must have put it in there because the box is perfect, right? Look at that box. So I'm a little disappointed with this affiliate thing. I just hadn't had time to take their crap off my website yet, or off my stuff. So just thought I'd throw that out to you. So don't buy any of that shit yet. Beard balm. Don't say that, Chris. Don't say that. It's hideous. But you people know what I was going to say. I was good to deny being of a certain faith. Richard says, just reading the Bible turned me into an atheist. I mean, a talking snake in the Garden of Eden. Yeah. And the talking donkey. Not Trump. I'm talking about in the Bible. There's a talking donkey. That's right, Scotty. Scotty's right. Yes, I was thinking that's what we were trying to do. We were looking for like sponsors, and it's an affiliate, not a sponsor yet. But the box is the nicest thing about it so far. And the brush is cool. But other than that, anyway, does the box have Occam's razor? That would be fantastic. Let me check our poll here, my friends, and see where we stand on these polls. This one here, post, and we've got a post. I've got a post going. I don't know why I like the post. I'll read to you in case you're new to the channel. I'm really going to get rid of Twitch and TikTok and all that business and just do YouTube. That'll focus my efforts. Don't worry about that other crap. All right, here we go. The post question is, do you think it's possible that Jesus could have been gay? The examples from the Bible I use are the kiss from Judas, the naked young man with Jesus at Gethsemane, Jesus' relationship with John. Your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And of course, there's been some really interesting comments so far. So far, we have 18 votes. Yeah, it's a possibility, some say. Worth exploring. 33% think it's actually possible Jesus may have been gay. 33% also says maybe, but there's no clear evidence. 17% says no, the Bible doesn't support that idea. Pastor Dean was the first one to vote this morning, and he voted here and left a comment at the top of the video. I don't know if it'll let me go all the way up to it. Let's see if it'll let me go up. That'd be fantastic. Here it goes. Yeah, so far so good. Here we go. Damn it. It'll let me see. Oh, maybe if I do live. Son of a bitch. Whenever I set the show up, I tell it to do live chat twice. And it's not going to. Damn thing. Anyway, the first comment was from Pastor Dean, who wanted to reach out and bless me with his love and mercy and tell me that I was a special kind of pervert, as you can imagine. Well, wait. Which one of us represents an organization, worldwide group of organizations that are known for being PDF files and for covering up PDF? Is it me? or is it Pastor Dean? I'm just curious. Which one could that be? Should I play the Altar Boys commercial for Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys? Do you want me to play it again? I don't want to play it again. Let me go down here. I got to catch up with the chat, guys. I'm sorry. Chat's getting too far ahead of me. There we go. Geo Sam says, hey, God, it's okay if you're gay. You can come out of the holy closet. So, yes. See how we use that PDF files? That keeps me out of trouble with the YouTube gods. You got to watch them. You got to watch out for them. I fear them more than I fear any god. Scotty says, Pastor Dean, show up on the Discord this Friday night. You can debate and defend all you want. That is something I forgot to do. 1,000 apologies, Scotty. I am a bad man. I'm going to hell. Anyway, Scotty is working on, I created a channel, part of the Damn Network. It is the Damn Discord channel. It's a YouTube channel at hold on, I'll do this for you. At the Damn Discord channel. I'm going to copy that. Can I copy that? Copy. And let's see if that works. Don't be a douche. Okay, so I'm going to post that here at the Damn Discord channel. So if you guys are into the Discord thing, what we're going to do is we're going to fire up some, I don't know what we're going to do. We have things going on in the Discord channel, like people debating and talking and debating. And Scotty's going to put it out on the stream because it's all Scotty. I think Scotty, if Scotty gets a moment, could explain it here in the chat, what we're going to do. So there you go. If you're into the Discord thing, we're going to be, actually, let me see if that worked. Discord. Does that work? It no worky. I'm thinking. Yes. The Damn Discord channel. There's only one. It has no subscribers. Oh no. The Damn Discord channel has no subscribers. I've just subscribed. There you go. So if you're into Discord, then what he'll be doing is doing stuff over there, like YouTube stuff. And we're going to use you that way. Here's the deal though. We were trying to merge stuff and it just wasn't working and it was hurting my YouTube channel. Now we've done this in a way where we can not hurt the Daily Atheist Media Network channel, this channel you're watching this on, and we can have that other stuff over there and we can build it independently. So if you're into that sort of thing, go over there and subscribe. And I'll hit you with the link again. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, JT says, I'm submitting my application to replace coming out of the closet with tearing the veil. That's a good one. Maxed Out says, nodding off. I understand. I do get boring from time to time. Let me see what else we've got going here. I see. There we go. Our poll is doing well. And I am going to actually, for you guys, I'm not going to play that video over there. I do have a video for you. Yep, something to watch. Because I've got a new episode coming out on the Evil God Monster of Abraham series. So, Tucker Charlson, was Jesus a top or a bottom? That's a great question. I think maybe we should have that out as a discussion, like maybe even a whole show all on its own. Here's a good one. Is that the one? That's the one. Will I get a channel ding if I play this? Hold on, my friends. Let's see here. You get to see what we did on Truth Wanted. It's almost as if he didn't exist.
Almost. It's amazing.
It's crazy. Let me see here. Let's see here. These guys let me go off on this guy for. All right, come on, computer. My computer, guys, is dying. All right, so.
If I may. Counselors are not preaching the word of God either.
That's not what I said. I think my point that I was making just went right over your head. Chris, what were you going to say?
Coffee. Be right back. Here's the deal. I want to ask, first of all, there's a couple of points I'd like to make. One is, which is more likely, Craig? Which is more likely? You experience some sort of chemical release in your brain, possibly a mini stroke or a mini hallucination of some kind, or, work with me here, or which is most likely? That happened. You had some sort of something go wrong in your brain. or the almighty creator of the entire universe chose to speak to you? And I want to tell you, Craig, that if you're familiar with the Bible and this stuff like that, that sort of thing, I want to tell you before you answer, the almighty God, creator of everybody, didn't speak to Mary. He spoke through an angel. Didn't speak to Muhammad. They spoke through an angel. So you, Craig, are more closer to God than those people. That's kind of where you're going when you're telling me that God did these things for you. You know what I mean? So I'm just curious how you feel about that.
Well, what does John 10:27 say?
I don't know. What does John 3:17 say? And you notice, can you hear me? Is my microphone on? Yes, it is. I got to fix that button. And you notice, like, completely evaded the question, went on. I was actually worrying if I was just being too harsh on the guy, but not so much. Larry Scar says, JT, you get it for some fish sticks. Now for some fish sticks. Yes. Richard says the Bible is basically just a storybook and should be treated as such. Here's part of the problem. I agree, actually. I agree with you in a lot of ways, but a lot of people, they want to hash that line. How much is story? How much is metaphor? How much is real and how much is not? And nobody really knows. No book has a little asterisk up at the top. No book of the Bible has an asterisk up at the top going, this one should be taken as metaphor, or a little, star if it needs to be taken literally. They don't have that. It's left to you to determine this. And because of those things, I see flashing lights. That's got to be Dr. Osiris. It's Dr. Osiris. Hello, Dr. Osiris. I can just see Tiny on the screen. Good morning. Am I stroking out? Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So you see my point on whatever the hell I was talking about before Dr. Osiris distracted me. Okay. What does it say in Spider-Man 227, page 16? Exactly. Now, in his deal, he tried to use the Bible. What does it say? And then whenever you listen to him go on and explain what he's talking about, the chapter, it doesn't really make any sense. I watched Forrest. Oh my goodness. I watched Forrest Valkai the other day talk to one of these, I want to call them precepts, this truther precept. And as soon as he started the show, just like what happened on my show the other day, as soon as he started the show or started talking to this guy, the guy's like, well, let's talk about truth. I want to know about truth. And before long, like minutes into it, Forrest's like, wait. Is this where you're going? You're trying to go, and he just blows the guy completely out of water. Is this where he's going? And the guy's like, oh, no. I just wanted to know your thoughts on, and from then on, it was just waffle and whiffle because he had already been blown out of the water. It turned out it was way too long a conversation. So good morning, everyone. B-Movie was a mistake. Thank you for joining us. Now we're talking Flat Earth. Well, let's see. Robbie Cleary, thank you for joining us. How did we receive our Bible? Yeah, from whom? Craig had me at pulling my hair out. Yeah, thank you for that. Good morning, Anthony Fremont. Let's see what Anthony has to say. If some long-haired dude wearing a red robe was to walk into a mall with 12 other dudes, would suspect they're not of that hetero persuasion. One would think, And that was part of the thing as I was doing my tiny, super, super, super tiny, disrespectful amount of research on this subject. It kind of came up that, he did spend a lot of his time with men and almost no time at all with women. And, so when you think about it, maybe. Stephen Olin, thank you for joining us this morning. Very glad to have you. Don't forget to subscribe, newbies, if you're new here, just checking this out. We're going over some things. We're talking today about is it possible? Was Jesus gay? We range, of course, from various topics as we talk about other things, but was Jesus gay? Kelly Chuba, thank you for joining us. Judas gets such a bad rap. I agree, in fact. Yeah, I think so. I snorted. Anyway, let's think about it for a moment. If Judas he allegedly, in my opinion, based on my understanding of the story, he did what he was supposed to do. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And the reason why he either A, hung himself, or B, fell over and exploded in a pool of blood and guts, depending on whichever one you want to. Either one, it was his own agony at what he had to do to help Jesus to do what Jesus wanted to do to help fulfill his prophecy. Or not his prophecy, but what was going to happen to him. to play his part in his role. And I always thought Judas got the shit into the stick, really. Larry Scar says, didn't receive the Bible. Primitive know-nothing people wrote it. That's an excellent assertion, Larry. That's how I was. Stevens, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Are you awake now? Good. I've had my coffee. It's going to be a good morning. It's 8 o'clock already. Look at us go. So we've been talking about those things. The question of the day, of course, is Jesus. Let me look at my poll, my live streaming poll. Refresh that page, brother man. We will see. And I've got another post over here asking pretty much the same thing. Do you think it's possible that Jesus could have been gay? If you're new to the thing. And of course, as we've discussed, some people say yes, some people no. Some people think it was fabulous. And I support them all. Don't be scared, Jesus. Kelly Juba, that is it Chuba? I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you. Boil your water. Larry, yes. Okay, friends, I'm about to work on, I worked my brains on it yesterday, episode 14 of the Evil God Monster of Abraham series. And as I was recording this episode, pardon me, damp lung. As I was recording this episode, I was thinking about how, really it's like a little turf war. It's just like a mini little turf war. And it's just kind of, here's a thought. Don't get distracted. Anyway, it's the middle, and it's a real waste of time. It's a huge waste of, like, a whole chapter where they could have told them real stuff. Boil your water, lots of things. Wash your hands. Between when you're working on somebody, those sorts of things, just lots of things they could have told them. They didn't tell them. They wasted this whole chapter to tell them that bunch of these little warlords and these little warlords got into a fight. And then Abram allegedly took 318 men and defeated these 4, they call them kings. We'll call them warlords, toddled off into the desert at 80 years old with only 318 men and defeated all 4 of these armies. And these armies had come through, and what had they done? They had actually destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what they had done. These 4 kings came through, they beat these 5 kings, and they went into and they raided Sodom and Gomorrah, and they took everything they had, and they took all their food, and they captured all the people, including Lot, and carried them off. So in chapter 14 of the Bible, it gives a humanly explanation as to why Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed. Now, in chapter 19, it'll go into like a more metaphorical way, the angels and the fire from blah, 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 right? But in 14, it tells you armies came through and destroyed it. Mr. So-and-so, how are you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. I unblocked you quite a while back. Sometimes one of the things, my moderator friends, Ember, thank you. Ember, good morning. Thank you for joining us. One of my favorites. One of my things I've been asking my moderators to go light with the full-blown band hammer and to time people out. So don't threaten people. Be cool. I don't know what happened to get you banned. I'm just saying you're back. Just don't be cool. We'll be cool. So it says, hey, Mr. So-and-so says, if you want me to hate Christians, then stop using the standard I am a victim format. I might then listen as if you weren't a nagging wife. Wait a second. Atheists and women have been oppressed, murdered, hunted, all this stuff by Christians for a long time, and we're not supposed to be the victims? We're not the victims? We're actually literally the victims. Are you not paying attention? Right now, they are imposing their religion on our women all over the country. Right now, they're imposing their faith, their hate faith, on our children in Oklahoma, in Louisiana, in Arkansas, in Florida. What the hell do you mean? Don't be a victim. We are under attack. You call it whatever you want to. And coming from Christians who are all about, the war on Christmas, we're under attack. We outpopulate everybody, and we oppress and we impose our faith on everybody. But the moment they resist, we're oppressed. My ass. I got to get my hair cut. This stuff is getting out of hand. I can see it in the thing. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, my hair is so fuzzy. It's today. I'm getting a haircut today, my friends. This stuff is going. Actually, kind Kind of sassy. What do you think about that, Pastor Dean? Is that good for you? Would you like to nibble my neck right here with your beard? Get your beard all wrapped up in my neck hairs, Velcroed away. That's romantic stuff right there. Remember, I don't do that to Christians, just homophobes. JJ Del Angel, I haven't seen you in a while. I recognize the name. I do. I remember you. It's been a while. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Mr. So-and-so, you have never proven Christmas is a pagan holiday. That is true. I mean, it is, right? Christmas is a pagan holiday. I'm not a Christian, but I kind of chill with I do the solstice thing. Huh. Yes, I'm working on a new Christmas thing. Samuel Myers, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Islam. What do you mean Islam? You know, I'm picking up what you're putting down. No. I'm receiving what you're broadcasting there. Samuel Myers says in the chat, I think you're talking about Islam. No, in fact, I'm talking about Christianity. Christianity right now is imposing its religion on our women in the United States, whether they believe in Christianity or not. And they're doing it in the form of abortion. They're imposing their Christian abortion notions on everybody else. That's what I mean when I say they're forcing themselves on our women. You cannot argue that point. Cannot, without exposing your own ignorance. Okay. Second, whenever I said they are forcing their religion on our children in schools, Oklahoma's got it to where the 10 Commandments is in every classroom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They are forcing their religion on our children, everybody's children, in public classrooms. So, but I do feel you about Islam. I do. It's just far away. It's happening somewhere else. Islam's doing its business somewhere else. Right now, in my world, Christianity is the big bad guy. Hydra, if you will. Christianity is Hydra. Cut off one head, two will appear. Vic Lit, thank you for joining us this morning. Nice to see you. I hope I answered your what you were saying, Samuel, about Islam and all that business. Catch up on my stuff. Larry Scar says, "Hey Christians, have you figured out you helping Osama install a Christian theocracy and destroy democracy, and you still think you won?" Yeah, it's interesting stuff. One of the things, they actually used to have a democratically elected government over in Iran until they wouldn't sell us their oil. And so we helped the religious rebels depose Iran and help them overthrow it and put in the mullahs and all that stuff that would later go on to fight us. I mean, it's a fun world. Good morning, Ethan Moore. Thank you for joining us this morning as we rattle on about lots of different things. We're covering a variety of topics today. One of them, of course, being that, let me go over here, about is it possible, c'est possibile, that Jesus may have been gay? Is it possible? Medium Tapping over on Twitch says, best viewers on, and he gives us a website. I got to say, Medium Tapper, thank you, but I already have the best viewers. They're already here. Okay, on with the show. So let me see where... All right. Sometimes they say the best viewers, sometimes they'll say the cheapest viewers, and I say the same thing. I already got the cheapest viewers. So the poll so far, we have 19 votes. Maybe is pulling ahead. Option number 2, maybe he was gay, but there's no clear evidence, is pulling away with 37%. Yes, it's a possibility worth exploring, probing, if you will. 32%. No, the Bible doesn't support that idea. Option given by Pastor Dean this morning. I would be curious what option, what's your name in the chat? Religious individual? Person of faith? His messenger. I wonder what your choice was in that little poll. If you haven't voted, please, I'll post a link. Go here, vote, and then let me know. Did I hit the wrong key? Let me know if that link doesn't work. I'll fix it. I'll make it good. So, You guys are wonderful. Ethan Moore says, yeah, I just woke up and thought I would see what all this Jesus is gay nonsense is about. All right, can we cover that? And part of it is a legitimate question. There were a couple of things, and I'll even read Dragons in Genesis. Dragons in Genesis got the best defense of this. Okay, so hear me out. Hear my words. Now, I'm just an atheist jerk. Don't listen to me. I'm just some jackass on the internet, right? Just some atheist. I look at the Bible and I go, hey, when you look at it just like as somebody that doesn't, just look what it said. Look what it said. That's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? But other people use their brains. They use their reason and they think about it. Sometimes I don't think so much. One of those people is Dragons in Genesis, a very wise individual. And Dragons in Genesis actually made a comment upon my video. I will thusly read it for you. I may not read it all. I might. I don't know. It's kind of long. Oh, hey. More comments on the video. Dragons in Genesis says, while one idea would explain a lot, while that idea, let me see if I can truncate this a little bit. Judas kisses Jesus. The other is the naked man boy person who slipped away from the Romans who came to get Jesus. And the third example would be the relationship that he had with, just depends on who they're referring to. In this case, it says Lazarus, or stand in for community. So anyway, just depends on how you see that. So let me go on with this reading. The kiss actually comes from an older source and was used here for the betrayal. It's just meant to betrayal. It's meant to show the depth of his treachery. However, one of the things I'd like to point out is back then they would often greet people with a kiss. My understanding just depends on how, I don't know. I could be wrong. So I don't really know that just any kind of kiss on the cheek would be that much of an identifier. But what if, and bear with me, my friends, what if Jesus and Judas had actually been having a homosexual relationship and they were lovers? And whenever he went up and gave him that kiss, it wasn't just a peck on the cheek kiss. Judas probably peck on the kiss cheek to him, peck on the kiss cheek to him, as he worked his way up to Jesus, and then went, Jesus. And the Romans are like, that guy must be the one. What are your thoughts? Yeah, that's fun. That's funny. Is that not? That's funny shit, guys. Well, I'm going to hell. Hello all, Chris Mallard here, atheist extraordinaire, host of the Daily Atheist Morning Show, and currently burning in hell. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm not dead. I'm just down here for the annual Christmas party. I mean, annual Solstice Awards party. The Dark One, or Lucy as he is affectionately known, is personally handing out the awards. Aaron Ra is getting the award for the most souls brought down by evolution for his African fossil hunt, and Matt Dillahunty has won the Golden Phallus Award for being a dick to the most Christians. Oh wait, it's the Golden Fallacy Award for the confusing the most Christians. Easy mistake to make. To top it off, Seth Andrews has lent his voice to the Gregorian chants this year. It's delightfully hellish. Gotta run. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, if you're into that sort of thing, and I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. A happy holidays, happy solstice, and a happy new year. Stay safe, heathens. Party hard, fornicate, that sort of thing. But do it safely. I notice we have some new viewers in the chat. Let's see here. Connor Finnegan says, not funny. You shouldn't make fun of Yeshua in that way. You are a dickhead. I really do appreciate it whenever, Christians come at me with logic, reason, hate, name calling. It's just what you do. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I dig it. I understand. Let me go on. There's underwear we're involved. And then Dennis Durant now also, Connor Finnegan, not related to Father Flanagan. It's Connor Finnegan, not related to Father Flanagan. Says, may God have mercy on your soul, tool of Satan. I think he's talking about me. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he'll have mercy on my soul. Maybe. He is an evil god monster, though, and he has a pit of fire, and he loves smelling burning flesh, so it's not likely he's going to go easy on any of us. Jing Fuku Shing, Religion Destroyer, thank you for joining us this morning. Says the Romans were well known for humiliating male captives by rear end penetration. This would have happened to Jesus. Let that sink in. I mean, you know, Romans, you know, when in Rome. See, I knew Connor and Dennis would get along famously. That's great that you guys are getting along. Y'all should kiss. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Are you homophobes? Now, wait a second. Wait. I just want to point out. I did not pose the question, was Jesus gay, to trigger Christians. I did not. I may have done it to trigger homophobes. And if those two things happen to be in the same person, I can't help that. That's on you. I'm just saying. I am a tool of Satan. I am Satan's tool. But you know what? If you're religious folk, by the way, since I've got you in the chat, you're believers, clearly you're believers. I just want to say, I've got a lot of products for you. Are you guys Catholic? Are you Catholic? If you're Catholic, and you heard me mention Father Flanagan already, Father Flanagan has got a line of products for you. And I'll show you that line of products in just a moment. It only takes 30 seconds. I'm sure you're going to love it. You'll order now. But we also have a new line of products coming. It's Father Flanagan's line of flesh-scented goat-scented flesh candles coming for you. That way, if you don't have a goat to sacrifice, then you can just burn that candle and God will be like, because he's going to come and he's going to smite you. You've sinned and you have no goat. And you're like, oh shit. And you're like, oh no, I don't have a goat to burn. Well, you can burn this candle, right? Made out of real goat fat. And the evil God monster, as he's coming to smite you, will be like, is that goat? And you'll be okay. Now, wait, that's a Jewish thing, isn't it? But don't worry, Christians. We'll have a line of candles for you too. The Jephthah's daughter line of candles. We'll have to get a Jesus candle and just make sure it doesn't light. The wick won't light. We'll be one of those candles that just won't light no matter what you do. That's funny. I'm going to hell for that. Cha-ching. Good morning, Mars. Thank you for joining us. I know I can't help myself. Exactly, Ember. What's wrong with being gay? If Jesus was gay, it just explains a lot. I'd rather follow a gay Jesus than a homophobic Jesus. You know, yeah. And that's true. That's why I'm like, hey, I'm. If you're a Christian and you're upset by the question, that's a reflection on you. You know. Ba-dum-pum-pum. I don't know what's going on with some of this chat. If some of it's going on, sorry guys, it's getting so fast I can't keep up with some of it because Hooked on Phonics failed me. Ba-dum-pum-pum-pum. Connor Finnegan says, I know I shouldn't even be on this low vibration stream, but when I see a giddy, balding old man full of glee pretending to be Judas making out with Jesus, then of course I'm going to say something. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm actually not balding though. I was. Check this out. I'll show you. You want to see? I'll show you. I mean, this is real. This is all mine. You can come pull it if you want to. If you're going to pull my hair, at least kiss me first. But hold on. Let me show you. I will show you because I was balding. I indeed was a balding individual. I was balding. I'll show you something. Bear with me, my friends. I love it when Me Burrito. I'm singing the Me Burrito song today for you. I want to come up with a second verse to the Me Burrito song. Mi burrito está no bueno. It hurts when I pee. Quickie. Let's go quickie. Ooh, quickie with a skeptic. There we go. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, No. Let's go. Damn it! I have a. Is that it? Damn it! That's not it. I have a video talking about relics. Oh, maybe that's it. That's it. No. Don't go away, Christian. Hateful Christian people, don't go away yet. The mic, it moves. Okay, don't go away. Let's go. There we go. That's the one. No, damn it, that's not the one. Not the one. Maybe. Funny stuff. What are your thoughts on Damn it. Anyway, check this out. You want to see? I'll show you. This is a good one. Watch this. Okay. Wasn't what did it. It was actually a medicine. I took medicine. I went and engaged science, and I mean, look, isn't that fantastic? All the way back. I gotta go get a haircut today. I gotta get it. I'm just out of hand. I am out of hand. And look at that. So I was balding. You gotta get your stuff. If you're gonna slander me, you didn't slander me. You're not that kind of person. You wouldn't do that. Here, let's watch what this jackass has to say. You ain't doing nothing. Watch this guy. He's laughing for some. I don't know why he's laughing.
Okay. What if I
It's not
told
funny.
you that some people, some religious Orthodox Jews, when they circumcise babies.
Yes, Sean Alexander says, "Oh my effing G, is that pro cooties? That is indeed pro cooties. That is probably summer 2019. Yeah, just before the cooties. Whenever I dropped this video, I suspect whatever this jackass on the screen here is about to talk about, it's probably still relevant.
The rabbi will then.
Okay, so I used to wonder why people didn't watch my videos. Today, as I create new videos, I don't have to wonder so much. I know why they don't want. Do you not know how to edit?
The rabbi will then suck the blood off the newly wounded infant's penis.
Did you know that? Did you know
That's
that?
crazy. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, it's not funny. It's kind of crazy. Don't listen to the dogs. Ignore the dogs. I'm going to speed him up because, I know I talk fast, but this guy back here is all slow. Come on, Christians. This is you. Oh, that's Catholics. That ain't us.
Okay. What if I told you that some people, some religious Orthodox Jews, when they circumcise babies, the rabbi will then. The rabbi will then suck the blood off the newly wounded infant's penis. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy. Hey, good morning, Oku Beanside. Beanside? Oku, I hope I say your name right. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Grace Smith, thank you for joining us. Grace Smith says the Gospel of Judas is as old as the others, even older than some. Agreed. Yep. I've heard that before. I was really glad whenever they found it. They found it, if I remember correctly, it was 2006 when the Gospel of Judas was discovered, or at least publicly released, when it was released. I don't know how, sometimes they find stuff and they don't talk about it for a while. But I know that because I was working for a small shop, an IT shop in West Texas doing computers. I was working on computers, and I was debating with the religious owner of that shop. He was a Christian, and we had recently heard about the discovery of the book of Judas. Is that right? Yes. And the Gospel of Judas. We'd recently discovered that, and we were talking about that very topic whenever my twin brother came in the door and asked me to come outside and told me that my dad had fallen down, and turns out he'd had cancer in his brain that had actually spread from his lung. And that was 2006. You don't forget shit like that. So I know I'm familiar with those parts of that story. So there's that. Puppy cam. Okay, puppy cam. Guys, I have got a special treat for you today since we're doing this. Here's puppy cam. Can you see Ollie? Look at that. Look at that lazy creature. Puppy cam. There we go. We've got Daisy Dukes, our sound engineer. She's sleeping over here. She's the one who, if the mic gets too hot, she lets me know. Ollie boy, right here. Find Ollie. Where's Ollie? And then, of course, Sadie, our camera operator. And Bailey, you can see a picture of her down in the thing. Bailey and Jack, as you can see them scrolling in this image over here occasionally, Jack and Bailey, the script supervisor, they're like boyfriend and girlfriend. And they spend that they're in there on the couch together, literally under the cushions, under the covers, side by side. So that's our tech team. So good morning. Thank you for supporting our show and our tech team. Let me see if there's some chat here I've missed a lot, guys. It's really hard to keep up with it as we go forward. Yes, those are our puppy cams. I've heard that I can do it where people can, like, if they do a super chat or something with the right hashtag, it'll actually automatically switch to the puppy cam. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. We'll see. My teleprompter just quit working. So Dane Darklight says he's got 18 dogs. Dane actually has a channel that he talks about his own faith and stuff. I thought that if Dane ever wanted to build just a YouTube channel, just on the face of it, just a fun YouTube or whatever, if he really wanted to build a channel, he wouldn't waste his time with all this religious nonsense. He's got them wonderful, cool dogs. If he just did dogs and just focused the channel on no religious nothing, just dogs, he'd have all kinds of, because his dogs are fantastic. Wonderful creatures. I love his dogs. I like Dane. He's all right, Sometimes, I don't know. But his dogs are wonderful. Trina says 18. Goodness gracious. You had 11 dogs at once, Trina? Wow, I've got 5. Not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but 5 dogs. And that way, if society collapses, we'll have meat for weeks. Right in the freezer they go, guys. I'm saying. First nuke hits the ground, they're going right in the freezer. The wife hates those jokes. Yeah, dog. Yeah, God. I mean, if you're gonna, I'm just saying, if you want to find, if that's where you'd like to find some success and financial freedom, I would go with the dog channel over a religious channel in a heartbeat. And you got all the content material. I mean, you got everything you need to do. And you'll get so much more pleasure out of it, I tell you. And I've seen you with your dogs. Your dogs are fantastical creatures. All right, so we're watching this jackass up here. He's talking to this bald guy. He's talking about stuff. I mean, that alone is crazy. But there's more to it. So stick around and I'll tell you about it. Hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist. Quickie with the Skeptic Edition, episode 6. Click the thumbs up and subscribe. Now, right from the, even now, so right now, today, my earpods are running out. I'm going to record episode 14 of the Evil God Monster of Abraham. And in all my episodes, I always like to do this thing where I go, do this thing and click the button, or, something bad is going to happen unless you click the button, and it's always, Abram's going to give you the crotch cooties or whatever. And I was watching this going, wow, I did that right from the very beginning. Before you go too far, I've got to warn you that if you don't... Hold on, my sounds ain't right. Sorry. As you see, I put on my headphones because my earpods died on me. Hear me, heathens and wizards and servants of sin. Thumbs up and subscribe button. For your dastardly doings are past, and a holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last. There we go. Notification bell, then you will get computer herpes right here. It's a rule. Up and subscribe button and that little notification bell, then you will get computer herpes. Gotta push a button or protect yourself. Internet without a condom. You got to do that. Be safe. Do it now. Be safe, friends. On with the show. Okay, so What could possibly be worse than a full-grown man sucking the blood off an infant's penis after removing the foreskin with a blade? What could possibly be worse than that? Well, when it comes to religious people, it's hard to say how far they'll go. So here we go. Okay, so just a little warning. It's not graphic, anything I want to show you, but it is disturbing. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the screen. Here we go, to the magic screen, and I'm going to pull this up. So it's worse because imagine that full-grown man had herpes and transferred it to those babies as he was circumcising them and then sucking the blood off their penis. That is what we're talking about. Several babies in New York City and other places have obviously contracted herpes. You can go, these are just examples throughout New York City based on this article, but you can imagine how far. Dane, that's bad timing for me and you to be talking and laughing about that in the chat. Dane Darklight says, he said, while we're watching this about priests unaliving babies with mouth herpes, because I know it's what I said. It's really what I said, but that's what they do. That's what that whole video is about. But anyway, Dane said, Está mi burrito, it hurts when I pee. The song is actually Mi burrito está no bueno. It hurts when I pee. My burrito is not good. Or back this goes. You guys are fantastic. My wife's like, don't encourage him. Here we go. So this jackass still laughing. In these particular cases, part of the problem is that on this goes baby to the magic screen, and I'm gonna pull this up. So it's worse because imagine that full-grown man had herpes and transferred it to those babies as he was circumcising them and then sucking the blood off their penis. That is what we're talking about. Several babies in New York City and other places have obviously contracted herpes. You can go, these are just examples throughout New York City based on this article, but you can imagine how far back this goes. In these particular cases, part of the problem is that they know who did it. They just won't know, and the person will continue to do it. So they have to be banned by law from performing these things. It's not like, it's, I don't know, it's bothersome that common sense doesn't somewhere weigh in and go, I've got herpes. I see it. They've told me it's happened. Why doesn't this person just stop? I just don't get it. It's beyond me. Anyway, here's another example of death by circumcision, children being killed. Here's examples of being forcibly banned from performing this ritual. Disturbing. And that's the first of the Abrahamic religion, the Jewish. We can talk about Christianity, they got their thing, and Islam, they got their things. We're going to cover female circumcision. That's big in Islam. We really have. Of course, I've learned since it's less big in Islam, and that's more of a regional thing over there in Northern Africa, but still. So for those of you who don't know, I mean, why would you do that? Where in history, at what point did it make sense? First of all, we kind of go back to where did it make sense to actually circumcise people at all? Well, there was this thing about, having a drippy dick and stuff like that. And then if you got some kind of crotch cooties, and it was hard to keep it clean. Even if you didn't have crotch cooties, and if you're an uncircumcised individual and you don't keep that area clean down there underneath that skin, then it becomes problematic and becomes an issue. So I kind of get the science there really probably is some science as to why it's beneficial to do it to a degree. I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy, but when did it, who looked at that bleeding, fleshy infant? Thank you, Arc35, for following. Very much appreciate that. Who looked at that and said, you know what, guys? I think what we should do now is to suck the blood off of that. Who thought that? I mean, wipe it off, get a dog to lick it off. I don't know, but to have an older man, a religious individual, and that's actually part of his job, is to fillet bleeding infant penises. Yes, I just said that. I said that right. Oh, it hurts the brain. I mean, it's funny in like, if it weren't real, this would be hilarious. It's like they say we eat babies. We don't eat babies. They're like weird metaphor for us, but they do these things, and they're in the chat. I don't want to look at the chat. My friends in the chat are going to be going, "Oh, Chris, you say bad things." Let me look and see what I say. Oh, Chris, you say bad things. But was I wrong? Good morning, Native Atheist. Thank you for joining us. Native Atheist says, I heard Jews got circumcision from the ancient Egyptians. That's where I heard it from. I believe that's true. That's probably where they got it from and the reasons for which they got it, because it was a hygiene thing. Probably more so than a religious thing. And then they turned it into their own specific religious thing. The Jews did. But then they, like I say, they took it that once. Oh, my headset is broken. This is most unfortunate. This is like a pretty decent little headset. Get in there. Get in there. I command you. All right, maybe it'll work. I've been smited. I have been smited. And these damn things are... Chris fix. Chris fix. Chris no fix. Get in there. Son of the beach. Ooh. There we go. I'm up and going. All right, folks. So, yeah, I need to add a headset to my wish list on Amazon. Where was I? I was ranting about something. Oh, yes. Grown religious individual men sucking the bloody flesh off of infants. That's not me being hyperbolous. It's not being, all right, kids. Not only is it not me being hyperbolous? Notice how I made up that word. It's not me doing that. I'm not making that up. They really do that. And it is also not me blowing it out of proportion to say that they have done it to children where I think he's called a mole, M-O-H-L, this type of priest or whichever, this rabbi, whatever, does the thing. And has given the child herpes, and the child has died from that herpes. And it's not just happened once. It has happened so often, they literally had to make laws against it in New York City. Let me read here. Trina says, Chris growls, LOL, I could listen to that rumble over there. Thank you. That's funny. You and your wife would have to wrestle over that growl. I would watch. Don't say shit like that. I'm a bad man. I'm going to hell. We keep saying that. Rowdy 003 watching Mary movie on Netflix. I've heard about the Mary movie. Ooh, I want to highlight I want to shout out real quick to whatever we got going on. Let me catch up with the chat. I heard about that Mary movie. I heard it sucked. I heard it was reviewed by a Christian person who said it sucked. It was a hodgepodge of blah, 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 blah. The message wasn't very good. It's like they tried to cram an adventure into a romance novel, into a period piece, into a kind of thing. I don't know, though. I'd like to know your thoughts. Rowdy, let me know your thoughts. I would really... Macaulay Tucker says, do you think atheists should spend significantly more time going to church and also reading Christian literature to dismantle the faith better? No, I don't think so. I think if you're already an atheist, you're starting from that good point. You know, you stay there. Maybe like a refresher every now and then from an atheistic standpoint. The people who really, Macaulay, I think could benefit from going to church and reading Christian literature to dismantle their faith would actually be Christians. If more of them did that, then possibly. Oh, hey, somebody else agrees. Dane, yes, I like trying to be accurate sometimes. Beer Thalmus. Bear Thalmus. Oh, Bear. Most gay people are atheists according to the stats. According to, I don't think that's accurate. I'd like to find some Bear. I'm going to call you Bear, okay? Bear. I'd like to see some stats on that. Don't really know why, but that's okay. I mean, that's okay. We'll take them. Yeah, I'm an atheist. I can't speak for every atheist out there, but I'm a left-wing liberal nutbag atheist. I'm open, and I am against oppressing gay people. So yeah, we'll take them. Absolutely. Christians, have you seen the hideousness in the actions of Christians over the past 2,000 years? 2,000 years of hate, unaliving people, being violent, oppressing people, gays, trans, women. They love oppressing women, not just, and you go, oh, what about Mao? And what about Stalin? And blah, 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 blah. And what about Pol Pot? Ignoring 2,000 solid years plus of Christians acting like people who you would expect them to act like, who were following who were following an evil God monster, not a forgiving, loving creature. Thank you for playing. Skibbity Bep. What's good, gamers? I'm actually, you know what I'm in right now? I'm into Hollow Knight. Yeah, Hollow Knight has gotten way too much of my time recently. I would be a much more productive and creative individual if Hollow Knight were not around. Don't tell my wife I played Hollow Knight. She sees me. She watches me actually play it, but she likes watching. Let's see. Simply Secular Dave says most admitted gay people are non-religious because most religions shun non-same sex. Or yeah, one of the things about Christian people is that because of their community, a lot of them are afraid to come out as gay. They're actually there. They're just afraid to come out as gay. Interesting notion there, huh? Because of the way the religion treats them. When you think about it, like the whole priest and altar boy situation isn't a heteroromantic situation. That's called pederasty. You should look that up. Pederasty. Christians. I mean, yeah, you really should. You should know that word. Especially if you're a Catholic, you should be familiar with the word pederasty. I don't know if I can... Is that YouTube God's gonna hate me for that one? Only if they know what it means. Oh wait, the chat is rolling. It's interesting. Skib, I'm gonna call you Skib, says, now the mainstream opinion is that same-sex feelings is cool, but it isn't okay to act on them. I actually heard about a region over in Pakistan where it's a very high rate of homosexuality, but they don't consider, they're all Muslims, of various fashions, but they don't consider themselves homosexual, even though they have sexual relations with each other because they don't admit feelings for each other. Since there's no love and there's no marriage, obviously, between them, but there's no love, then it's not a homosexual relationship. Interesting way of seeing things over there. Twizy1 says you have watched Ammon Hill. Have you watched Ammon Hill? I feel like if what he is saying is true, could put a dent in the cult that rules America. Almond Hill. I have not watched Almond Hill. Thank you, Twazzy. I'm going to just make a note here. I've got a couple of people to watch. One of them is Deconstruction Zone. I need to find out more about Deconstruction Zone. From what I hear, me and that guy are going to get along together really well. Let's go here. I'll make a note for that one. Almond Hill. Thank you. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. I am going to do a thing. I'm going to refill El Cupo de Coffeo. Ooh, we got quite a few newbies watching. Have you ever seen a redneck with a Shakespeare? Shakespeare with a redneck? Wild Bill Wigglestick?
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma.
Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, 2 snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace. And I just want to mention that I am against abusing horses. So save a horse, ride a cowboy. That's for you, Vic. I saw it. I couldn't help myself. Sorry. My headset, friends. I have no way to hear. My earpods died. My headset. I work as, like a gigolo and an OnlyFans model. So as you can imagine, I'm broke. Can't afford a new headset. The links to my OnlyFans are down below. Trina, I'm just kidding. There's no OnlyFans. I'm just kidding, girl. Trina's like flinging ones at me out there. That I don't know about the Muhammad thing. I don't know enough about his orientation based on any literature. One of the things that, but what we were talking about, what we have been talking about today, is the possibility. Trina's like, yeah. The possibility that Jesus may have possibly been gay. Hey, Trina, we're talking about the throwing the ones and the only. Last night we watched the Thor Love and Thunder. We had not seen Thor Love and Thunder. It's the first time we'd seen it. And whenever Zeus flicks and Thor's outfit falls off and all the women in the back behind Zeus pass out. If you watch that again, 2 men pass out as well, and the guards also have a hard time staying standing. That was a really good scene. I thought that was fun. Great stuff. JT says, do Christians not believe in thought crimes? My Christian community said gay thoughts were evil. I thought so as well. I thought you were, it's like the Uber version of he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So don't touch your dick, for goodness sake. That's how I thought the song went. Did I read that wrong? Let's see. Love and Thunder. Yeah. Love and Thunder is a fun movie. It's a fun movie. I first saw it for the first time last night. And at first, we're like, what the hell? I mean, I was laughing. I was hee-hawing. I needed to be entertained in a fun way. I needed something to be funny. It was funny. But the wife is like, what the hell's going on? And then she realized, and we realized, that it was actually Korg telling the story rather than what really happened. Oh, probably how it happened, just through Korg's view. And once you get through that, you're like, oh my goodness, I had a great time. I hee-hawed. I had a hell of a time. You guys are having a very interesting conversation going on out there. Dane, I don't know about that. Chris, yeah, that's a good name. That's a good nickname. Oh yeah, guys, in case you're not aware, let me see if it's still here. No, it's not there. So we've got a new channel if you're into the Discord thing. So please go subscribe over there. It is at the DAMN Discord channel. At the damn Discord channel. I think I typed that in there correctly. So if you want to subscribe over there, go ahead and go over there and subscribe. We're going to be producing content through the Discord channel. It's going to be for live streams and stuff like that. Debates, conversations, stuff like that. Scotty's going to be managing it. I think I've pretty much got a guarantee from him that he's not going to make me do much. If anything, he'll take care of the stuff. I drive this, he'll drive that. We'll just have fun doing what we want to do. We got a platform we can have fun with. If I pull my headphones off, they fall apart. So bear with me. Sorry, I fixed them once. I'm just not a good fixer sometimes. I think it's actually broken. Chris Mallard helps support the show. JT says that doesn't comport with the 10 Commandments, converting nothing more than a mental state. Coveting. That's true. Well, there are a lot of things wrong. Whenever these people talk about going to the God is a good source of moral guidance, I don't get that at all. I don't see where they get that at all. Maybe I should go read the Sermon on the Mount. Most of them haven't. There's just so many things in the Bible that are hideous as far as what God allegedly condones as good activities by moral parents or moral individuals, parents especially. And it blows my mind. What are you talking about, parents? I had somebody say, wait, God is the best way. The Bible is a good way to teach you parents how to raise their children. I'm like, wait a second. In the Bible, the God literally sacrifices its own child to itself. That's not good parenting. I have videos. We watched one yesterday of human women or people unaliving their own children with the same notion for God. People need help. Trina says maybe Santa will bring me new headphones. Maybe so. Maybe, I've wondered if I should try to move away from, I actually have a pair of old Wi-Fi ones. Here's the deal. I like using the earbuds because this makes my hair look all stupid. My hair already looks stupid because it's all fluffy man. I'm the fluffy man. Especially whenever it comes down here like I'm trying to be sexier than I really am. Hey, baby, do you like the way my hair? And then I put these on. Damn it, you heard them. But my AirPods died. You know what? I bet they're charged up by now. Or at least enough to finish the show. Sorry, friends. These are awesome. I loved them. I bet I can fix them. I think I know what the problem is. I think I know. Ooh, it's missing a washer. This washer, in fact. All right, let me try this again, see what happens. Will it? I know you guys don't like that, but we're talking about God stuff. So let's keep on talking about God stuff while we are. It does say it's connected. Are they connected? We shall see. All right, let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to test you. We'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play my Christmas in Hell commercial for you guys so I can test and see if my headphones is working. Here we go. Are you ready? Hello all. Chris Mallard here, atheist extraordinaire, host of the Daily Atheist Morning Show, and currently burning in hell. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm not dead. I'm just down here for the annual Christmas party. Annual Solstice Awards party. The Dark One, or Lucy as he is affectionately known, is personally handing out the awards. Aaron Ra is getting the award for the most souls brought down by evolution for his African fossil hunt, and Matt Dillahunty has won the Golden Phallus Award for being a dick to the most Christians. Oh wait. It's the Golden Fallacy Award for the confusing the most Christians. Easy mistake to make. To top it off, Seth Andrews has lent his voice to the Gregorian chants this year. It's delightfully hellish. Gotta run. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, if you're into that sort of thing, and I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. A happy holidays, happy solstice, and a happy new year. Stay safe, heathens. Party hard, fornicate, that sort of thing. But do it safely. All right, back. Yes, my ears are working again. I don't know how long they'll last, but maybe they'll last. Maybe that's what I should do halfway through the show when I run a commercial. Just let them charge up. I feel like we have possibly a Muslim in the chat. Let me read this. I think I saw something here. Give me a minute. I saw it. Yes, here we go. Skib. I'm going to call you Skib, just for my own easiness, right? Skib says, yes, but like everyone married around that age, singling out the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is kind of disingenuous. Are we talking about the age of Aisha? Is that what the conversation is? Pardon me if I'm missing that. That's whenever the age comes up with Muhammad, it's usually related to that. I don't think there's legitimate concerns or worries about Muhammad being of a homosexual nature. I think it's okay, cool. So I think it's probably somebody mentioned something about Aisha's age. And if I'm correct, your response was essentially that, hey, everyone else did around that age, singling out the prophet because he did it is disingenuous. I understand that argument. I appreciate that argument. wouldn't an all-knowing God know back then that marrying underage children by that degree of underage was not healthy mentally and physically for them? That's why we do it. That's why we backed it up to, well, there's also some puritanical religious Christian nonsense in there too. But basically, the notion is that by the time you were old enough to have a child and get engaged in our society, you're basically old enough to take care of it and reasonably, but not back then. No. They were akin to they were girls. Little girls. They've tried to do a little bit of whitewashing, age washing with Aisha, where now they're trying to say she was like 13 or some business like that. But if you know the no, that's not true. If you know the no, she was probably 6 when they got married, and 9 when they consummated that marriage. And wouldn't an almighty God know that was wrong? Even if everybody else was doing it back then. One of the things he had problems with, they made laws because people were doing things back then that were bad. A whole book's about laws, about not to do certain things. Why didn't they include that in these books? Interesting. I find that interesting. Oftentimes, whenever I start pointing out those things, I understand it hits you wrong, and you probably may not have responses to that. But that's kind of my thinking. Why would God allow that? And this is his prophet, allegedly. This isn't just somebody doing some business over there that God's not paying attention to. His eye is focused upon this man. Now, Muhammad was, my understanding, quite a highly sexual individual, very, very prominent man sexually, right? There was talks about how his wives had a hard time keeping up. Imagine how rough physically that must have been for his 9-year-old consummation. Normally we don't talk about these things on the show, but we went there. Somebody went there. Would an all-knowing God share your values? The all-knowing God here permits consummation at puberty and marriage at whatever age they can distinguish between the two things. Yes, that's true. But Aisha had hit neither of those ages. No, she was 9. So, and I don't know, a moral, you would think, my friend, you would think that an all-knowing God, your question, your response was this. Let me read this back here. Your response is, would an all-knowing God share your values? No, but you would almost certainly think that an all-knowing, loving God, especially a merciful one, as described by some of you, would have values that everybody would see as wonderful and good and loving and wholesome. Not hideous and heinous and horrific. And yet, when you look at the actions and deeds by both the God you follow and the believers of that God, it's hard to argue that there's a benevolent beast at the beginning of that. You can't really argue that. And, yep. She hit puberty at 9. Really? Let me ask you, though, even if she did, I'll give you that. But I very much doubt it. We kind of have sort of those problems nowadays a little bit. A lot of because of the hormones put into chicken and stuff for the food that people eat. It has changed. But back then, 9 years old. And so at 9 years old, if they menstruate, that makes it okay. You do realize the level of maturity that a 9-year-old has, regardless of what their physical reproductive organs are doing, their maturity and what they can handle as a person is still not there. You would think your God would know that. And aren't there stories in the Hadith Oh, the atheist knows about the hadith. We're going downhill from here, aren't we? Isn't it in the hadith where it talks about how Aisha used to, as a little girl, clean the semen stains from out of the inside of Muhammad's robes? I know that's an ugly thing to say, and the YouTube gods will smite me if they hear me say that. But it's in your holy book, or your reference, your compendium, your side reference to your holy book. One of those. Yeah. So I appreciate you. I do. I like to think that there are many wonderful followers out there of the Islamic faith. Many gentle, kind, wonderful creatures out there. And I believe that many of them have been brainwashed. And also there's not so much Islamophobia, but there's apostophobia. In the Islamic religion, they're afraid of apostates. They're afraid of people who leave the religion, so much so that they have a policy to unalive them. So apostophobia, they are afraid of apostates because apostates will destroy their religion. What's the if I may, to Mr. Muslim in the chat, if you're still there, I appreciate you. What is the punishment for being an apostate, for leaving the religion? Can you explain that to me? I'll wait. Good morning, Alvin Modphoto. Thank you for joining us this morning, all the way from Sweden. Good morning. We don't normally talk about Islam and Muhammad on our channel. I appreciate the Muslims who do call in, and it's hard. I mean, this one here, it's hard not to go right for that because I don't know a lot about Muhammad and Islam. But what I do know is probably very difficult for the Muslims to argue against, especially whenever you want to talk about Muhammad being somebody like a person of peace. He was not a person of peace at all. He was a warlord. He unalived people by the hundreds with his own sword, unalived captive prisoners by removing their heads in groups of like 5 into the numbers like somewhere between 300 and 600 people. Personally, you can't say that about Jesus. You can't. I mean, you can say a lot of things about Jesus, whether he was, whether he wasn't, and all that business, but you cannot say Jesus went around literally unaliving people. Muhammad did. It was like it was one of his signature moves, in fact. So much so that his followers for 1400 years, what do you get when you have a teacher who teaches those kind of things? Look at the example of what you get. 1400 years of hemoglobin. Ooh, I should call it hemoglobin. Hemoglobin everywhere. They're just splattering hemoglobin all over the place. That'll keep the censors off my ass. Interesting. Skib says he submits to Islam and the Sunni tradition. So the Sunnis are the ones that believe anybody can be a leader of the religion, and the Shias are the ones that believe that it specifically has to be a member of Muhammad's family to be a member of the religion. And for that purpose, you two groups have been killing each other since just after the death of Muhammad. That is literally the truth. Anybody watching, I mean, it's an ultra simplification, right? But after Muhammad died, some people said, hey, we should follow the family of Muhammad, that his descendants should be the ones who lead the religion. Other people are like, you know what? I don't think so. I think I know enough about religion. I can talk to Allah myself, and they wanted to be the leaders of the faith. And for that reason alone, my friends, for 1400 years, Muslim has been unaliving Muslim en masse. Whenever one of the things that they used to actually give credit to Saddam Hussein for, which is bad credit to have, but he was able to, because he had this iron boot on the people of Iraq at the time, that he was able to actually keep those two groups from fighting each other for quite a while. But as soon as his regime fell, man, they just started going at it. Watch Let's Talk Religions video about the Shia-Sunni divide. Am I wrong? I mean, it's a simplification of the subject, Skib, but I mean, am I wrong? Matter of fact, the way I taught myself to remember the difference between a Shia and a Sunni. Sunni is kind of spelled like son, as in S-U-N, but it's son, like son, father, son, even though it's spelled that way. And So you think father-son line, right? But that's not right. You have to remember that the ones that sound like son is not the one that wants to follow the family line. The Shias are the ones that want a family. So if you can remember that, then you can remember the difference, the overall difference between the two. It's sort of like the difference between the Calvins and the Catholics. The Calvinists are just Catholics that don't believe that you should have graven images, and they're willing to unalive other Catholics en masse by the millions for that one difference. You religious people are so funny and scary. Good morning, Guitar Dog. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, we've been at war. Yep. It's very interesting to have that. I really wish we had more Islamic individuals, Muslim individuals in the chat, because it's a different perspective than I'm used to. And it's going to force me to learn more about the religion. You may not want that. You may not want me to do that. You should actually maybe send money to me and encourage me to continue fighting against the oppression of Christianity. You probably don't want me to turn my eye towards Islam. And that's like a lot of the Christians out here. They're watching my Evil God Monster of Abraham series, which is a critical of the book of Genesis. And they're like, oh, that's not Christianity, though. That's Judaism. That's not Christianity. And I'm like, wait a second. You guys believe the whole Adam and Eve thing. You buy this. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Whenever you're ready to oppress people with your religion, you use this book. So you need to go ahead and take that. Wear that hat. And then I say, but they're like, no, that's not Jesus. And then I say, wait until I get to Jesus. I'm not in Jesus. I'm just fixing to drop episode 14 of the Evil God Monster of Abraham series today. I want to do 25 episodes, probably 26 episodes of this series. And then I'm going after the New Testament. Yeah. The atheist is going to go after Christianity. And part of the reason why I'm going to skip ahead, because I wanted to do other books in the Old Testament, because there's a lot of stuff in the Old Testament that proved that the Old Testament, the God of the Old Testament, is just an evil pit demon. No, it's nothing you would want to worship. Nothing. It's a horrendous creature. But the Christians are like, well, it's not Christianity. All right, let me turn my eye to Christianity. Let me show you what Christianity is all about. And I'm welcome. We're gonna start doing that. So fun for the whole family. I mean, most of this stuff is just moral arguments against Islam. Yeah. Yes. That's exactly right. It's a moral argument against Islam. Islam is immoral. It's an immoral religion. The closer you get to the center and the core of it, the more immoral it becomes. The more harsh and unfriendly and violent it becomes. If you go to Saudi Arabia right now, are they still not hanging people, the government hanging people for being homosexuals right now? That's a religious thing. It's because of their religion. Can I go to Mecca and hold a sign of Muhammad? A picture of Muhammad? Can I do that? I can't do that. Not safely. Can I hold a sign and wear a t-shirt saying I'm an atheist in Mecca? Can I go down there to the Kaaba? Oh man, he even knows about the Kaaba? Yeah, I know about the Kaaba. What if I were to go down there and like touch the Kaaba while I was wearing a shirt? You know, I would not get that far, my brother. And you know I wouldn't, despite whatever you say in the chat. We both know that violence would ensue, and I would never make it that far. I would never make it from the streets of Mecca to the Kaaba. Go through that entire religious complex. I would not make it alive. And you know that. So, you aren't allowed in the Hijaz region. Why am I not allowed? And no. It's not about whether I'm allowed there or not. I'm asking you, what will your people of peace and mercy and love do to me if they caught me there? Blaspheming as you can get. What would they do to me? And if I were a woman, oh my goodness. If I were, just imagine a woman, a naked woman, holding a sign of Muhammad, and it's naked on that sign, and she's walking from the streets all the way up, and she's going to go down, and she's going to go to the Kaaba, and she's going to touch the meteorite rocks that they think are holy rocks because they ain't right in the head. That they go circumambulate 7 times. She's going to go touch that. You think she would make it? I don't think so. That's my thinking, though. All right, guys, you know what? You guys have been wonderful. I've run a little late today. I really got to record this episode of The Evil God Monster of Abraham, episode 14. I got to drop that for my patrons. Watch out today. We're going to have a patrons-only live stream sometime later this afternoon. I'm working that up, and we'll do that just for us patrons to hang out. I'll, of course, drop the video for the patrons, and Wednesdays is going to be Patrons Day. I'm going to do some work on that. So I appreciate you guys. All have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Christians, Muslims, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Remember, check out and come back tomorrow. We'll continue debating and arguing what we're talking about. I very much appreciate you. Take care. Sin safely, my friends. See you tomorrow. Thank you, and have a great day.